Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Three Warlocks podcast. Whatever happened back in 1992, there was a band called Crisscross, and it told us to jump, jump, jump. Well, this time around, Bungie is telling us to crossplay. So we're going to figure out what to do with that, and that's going to be hilarious, guys. So that's going to be what we're talking about on today's show. We're going to be talking mostly about crossplay and most of it about crossplay.
What
do you think, Ness?
My picture?
What? Don't do nothing.
What are you on about?
What are you talking about, Ness? Thank you for those guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody who's joining us on YouTube, and you guys get to see this episode live, which is really exciting. If you guys can, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think. This is episode 41 of the Three Warlocks podcast. I am your host, Vega. With me is Snail and also Ness, who
Hello.
Snail and I have a nice picture of her in her background.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ness. Look at that $1 million smile.
My dentist, he's amazing.
How are you guys doing today? You guys doing good?
Doing good, thanks.
That's good.
Pretty good.
Ness, happy birthday. Happy, it's not belated birthday. What do you call it, Ness? I mean, or Snail, like ahead?
Pre-birthday.
Pre-birthday.
It's birthday dawn.
Yeah,
Eve.
yeah.
Eve.
Yes.
I've decided to do like a kind of like a thing every week of something like super expensive or gaudy that I bought myself, and just kind of freak out my parents, make them think that I'm totally irresponsible. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Well, last week we had Ness and I, and Snail was not around because he was actually climbing a mountain.
It was
For the
climbing a
kids.
mountain.
For
the
kids, man. Snail, tell us a little bit more about that if people don't remember what happened last week.
Yeah. So we climbed Penavan, me and another clan member, Bundy, or Ding Dong Wang Wang, as you like to call him, in the clan. It's brilliant. So we did it for Young Minds, which is a charity that look after mental health in children. As a business, we set ourselves a target of £1 million in a year, but 6 months in, we already hit £1 million. So
nice.
We smashed that target. Me and Ian raised just under £900. So thank you very much for all the people that supported us. All those people out there who kept giving and giving to be top. Like silly, who ended up being top with the sneaky $10 at the end. But yeah,
she's very competitive. She just wanted to have the last word.
Make sure I took some pictures of the sheep, because obviously that's worth £900. Just one of those sheep
right there.
Yeah. There are kind of weird suicidal things that climb up mountains and then just stare at the people as they're struggling to get up. That's the top itself, so 890 odd meters high. It
looks very foggy. So what happened over there?
Yes, so entertainingly, we got to the top, and the wind was horrendous as we got near the top, and it just disappeared. And then I was in this thick fog, which kept coming closer and closer, to the extent I couldn't see Ian at one point. And then we got to the bottom. The guy said, "Oh, it's not usually foggy at the top. That's something that's usually in Snowdonia. Usually it's nice and clear at the top." And it was like, it's typical that we go up. I couldn't see a single thing because we're in the clouds.
Yeah,
but,
it's a pretty good picture, man. Pretty good, nice. Yeah, pretty nice. It's like you can tell, like, you guys are on the top, and the beginning of the trip, it's like clear as day. You can see the cloud coming in a little bit, as you guys make your way to the top, and all of a sudden, it starts getting darker and darker, and boom, you're there. Very gloomy, kind of scary, man.
I know. It was very eerie because it goes really quiet because you're that high, I suppose.
Are you taking us there when we visit?
Yeah, we're going near there because
he doesn't want to go up there.
Up again.
No, I'll definitely go up again. But we're going to Penderyn, which is a whiskey manufacturer where they make other alcohol as well. But it's spring water from Brecon. These are all in Brecon. Nice. So.
That's awesome. So good job. How long did it take you the trip to get up there? How long did it take you to walk up?
It was just under 2 hours to get to the top, and I think we sprinted down in an hour.
Sprinted down.
Me and Ian just carried on going, chatting away to people, and we'd lost the little group we were with, and then we're like, "Oh, we should really wait for your wife." So we stood there for a second, and the guys joined us, and they were like, "Don't need to worry, we could hear you, Ross, as you were walking down the hill. We just followed your voice." So,
that is awesome.
I don't talk that loud, surely.
That is awesome, man. And this is something I'm sure you guys are going to be doing following years as to, the years come. You guys can really take part of that foundation. It's called Young Minds, right? You said?
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
they
know
were saying on a video of the week that calls to their helpline has gone up 600% in lockdown.
That's awesome, dude. That is
Wow.
awesome.
Which is nuts. So obviously
Bringing
to cope with that.
more, yeah, bringing more the light, to that issue, which is really great. What's funny, Ness, is whenever he, I think it was the day after he did it, he didn't realize how much his hips hurt when he was going up the stairs.
They call me Shakira.
Those hips, they don't lie.
Oh
They
man,
don't lie.
that is awesome. Well, Snail climbed the mountain. Ness went to Buffalo and drove
Yeah.
back with a bunch of little dogs, little chihuahuas. Man, you guys have some fun adventures in the month of July. Which is it's almost over. Month of July is almost over. Month of June is, month of August is coming through, and August 1st is Ness's month. Her entire month. She claims that entire month. That is her month.
Wait.
She said, "Don't judge you. Don't judge you on what? Don't judge you on the amount of cake you're gonna partake this whole month."
And glitter. And then if I can't do any wrong, and if you disagree with me, we can talk about it September 1st when it's over. Yes. Yeah, I'm
That is
about
awesome.
to. I'm gonna get fat. Yeah. For sure of it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but it feels like time is flying by. August is almost here, and believe it or not, this is the one of the four TWABs left before the new season starts. New season is going to drop in August 24th. And this specific TWAB that we're going to be discussing today deals a lot more with crossplay. And that is something that Bungie promised us that we're going to do a really good job in bringing that to the community, putting all of the consoles and people together from PC, Stadia, PlayStation, and Xbox as well. A lot of information that's very not what we really wanted. It's like a lot of this may get here this time, this may not, this is probably coming here and there, but we're going to be definitely discussing about this about that issue today. With that, Ness, let's get started on some of the crossplay information we're going to talk about.
So Bungie actually kind of goes into thanking us because in season 14 they did kind of a trial of this where the Vanguard Strikes crossplay matchmaking beta. A lot of us participated in it. We got a really cool emblem. So with this, season 15 brings on the first time where Guardians across Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Stadia will be able to join fire teams to take on the darkness together. So they actually bring up a lot of things that they're going to be talking about, which I believe, Snail, I think, is going to be covered part of it. You're going to be covering part of it. Mm-hmm. Everything, the previews are going to be in English, but the UI will include all supported languages. So there's a lot of things that the crossplay team are going to be talking about. So they're going to cover your Guardian's identity, name changes, Bungie Friends, Fireteam invites, and multiplayer, privacy, crossplay matchmaking, crossplay communication, and then the crossplay roadmap. So they're looking for they're hoping that this is going to be kind of what we've been wanting or we've been asking for all this time. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a friend who's on PlayStation, this is the time when you get to play with them. So Santa Clan, who I really appreciate all his updates on the crossplay, we'll get to actually play with one of our listeners.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So in a cross-play world that also supports cross-save, which is amazing, we've got Guardians with identity crises, maybe.
Crises.
Crises. One of those. They didn't want Guardians to have different names on different platforms because that'd be confusing. That you log on an Xbox and you win the Snail 2268, and you log on to PC and you're Wooden Worm 101,
worm.
whatever it might be. Big worm. Yeah. So as such, we're going to do a bit of a naming thing, so you have the same name on every platform. As per chance, Wooden Snail 2268 is going to stay Wooden Snail 2268 because apparently I followed the Bungie laws when I made my name somehow. Nice. But we are going to go to a world of we'll be changing our name, and it'll be player name and then a hashtag and a number afterwards. So case in point, my name is Snail, and I've got a hashtag then 2268 after it. And that will be the same across all the platforms, so you'll be able to find your friends. And there's an example just there of what it looks like, which is great. And then what's in a name? Well, we've got some lovely people who use all sorts of strange little icons for names, which unfortunately we're going to have to lose. So the lovely Guardian that's called Guardian Hand Cannon Sniper Rocket Launcher, will no longer be able to have his name as, as that. If he does leave it as that, it'll end up being Guardian Random Number, which will be stuck with for some time. It transpires, because as Bungie is, we don't release everything all at once. So once you've got your name, you're stuck with it for a bit. So please change your name. And obviously they're going to put a feature in that launch which will look at moderating people's names as well. So be careful what you name yourself.
You'd be surprised how many suspicious names you see out there. Even certain clan names are like very like, oh, that's like a little questionable. Yeah. On PC, they have that liberty of pretty much you can write whatever the hell you want. Some of the funny things, I believe there's a Twitter page where they kind of pick or have a collection of a bunch of different Guardian names, and they're the most funniest. And some of them, they get pretty creative, you know, and other ones are, you know, really raunchy. And I'm like, whoa, the fact that Bungie can allow that, well, it's not going to happen anymore. That's going to change. Bungie is going to kind of put down a foot down, and now, like Snail says, there's going to be some changes to your name, and your personalization of the name is going to be a little different, but it'll still be you. And hopefully you get to meet somebody with the same name as you somewhere else, you know, you never know. And that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Might find Wooden Snail 2266.
There you go. We've been talking about that person forever, and you might be able to find the other 2,267 snails. But yeah, you're going to be able to find some friends. And speaking about friends, Bungie is going to be changing that experience as well. It's kind of similar to what you have right now in your clan list. Whenever you go to your tab to check all your, you know, your bounties and things like that, you go to your clan, and it tells you all your friends are in your clan, and it tells you what system they're on. Majority of them have Xbox, some of them have the PlayStation. If you're in multiple, if you have cross save, but Bungie wants to do something similar to that, and it's going to be called Bungie Friends, and this is going to be a tab where you're going to be able to see all your friends across different platforms, and then you're going to be able to see them there, and then you'll be able to have that freedom where you can be able to invite them and do things like that and play the game. There's a couple of things that we should know about. There's different ways you can add your friends in those platforms. And then Bungie kind of breaks it down here for us. You log into Destiny 2 on a device where you want to turn your platform friends into Bungie friends. So this is, once again, speaking about cross save. If you have multiple systems, you have to pick the system that you're currently using the most. So if you're a PC player and you want to switch to PlayStation, you must do it on your PlayStation. If you're on Xbox but you want to play on PC, you must do it on your PC itself. So you log into that device, and then you to turn on the platform friends of Bungie Friends, and then the issue is requested via your roster screen. After that, you search for your friends using player search on the invite screen. And once again, your players will change the names because they may have some numbers here and there. So this thing is going to be kind of coinciding together. So make sure you write down your friend's new number or new name so you can search for them, so you can invite them to be part of your Bungie Friends. And then using Bungie.net Friends Finder, which is another tool that can help you. You'll be able to link your platforms and also the friend requests through there as well. And if you have any questions, all this information is going to be available to you on the Bungie.net/friends. So they're going to give you a way to do that for you guys. Picture number 5 over here, guys. If you look into the YouTube, you actually get to see this. There's we call it, the community has built series of external group finding forums and tools, including your own Fireteam Finder. So this is an example of the name I was talking about. This person's name's here. It has the Bungie name, which is up here. This is the one you were going to be able to add. This is going to be your Bungie friend, and this is going to be his platform friend. So this guy's on Stadia. It's Gamma Leonia. I don't know how to say that. Pretty intense
Mm.
name. But looks like we're gonna have 3 different names, for what I can tell. Which I don't know if
That's weird.
that's a little bit too intense right there. Any questions so far, guys? Any issues or ideas?
No.
No.
Dude, this is pretty intense. So it gives you all the idea how you can search for your friend. You can find them on bungie.net. And then it gives you the examples. It requires a player's name, a hashtag symbol as well. So if you were going to look for Wooden Snail 2268, no, it will be under Wooden Snail hashtag 2268. So that we will be able to find them and put them on your friend hashtag as well.
You have to do the symbol. Fagan. Hashtag.
Hashtag. Pop, pop. 2 hands right there.
I'm down with the kids.
And then this is the example of how you can have your preferences, I guess, when you can invite people to be in your parties and stuff like that. So the little privacy changes are going to change there as well. But whenever Bungie's trying to create this global crossplay, I guess this, where all people come together and play, there's a lot of questions that people have. They're like, one of the questions that I had when this was going to happen, crossplay and everything, is because I've experienced it in other games such as Call of Duty. You have some PC players that are going up against console players, and they are stomping you. And it's incredibly hard to keep up with the way PC works with Xbox as well. But Bungie gives you preferences now. So what Bungie is going to do is PC players will only match up with other PC players. The only way a PC player will match up with Xbox players or console players is if they invite them to play. And same way goes around with a Xbox or a PlayStation player. You will not see any PC players playing against you when it comes to like PvP, some of the harder content, unless there's a PC player in your Fireteam. Then you will be put into the PC pool. When it comes to Stadia, which Snail and I were kind of talking about that, 3 or 4 players of you guys in Stadia.
I think it's, isn't it Jennifer, Robert, and James? I think they're the only 3
all
players.
3 of you guys. We want to welcome you to the console family. So Stadia players are going to be in the console pool as well. One thing we must remember about this is when it comes to PvE content, which we experienced that, I believe, a few months ago. They kind of made us play with PC players and different console players there. It's going to be, all of us are going to be there. All of us are going to be able to enjoy that as well, which is really nice. Any concerns or questions about that, guys?
We'll see how it works. We'll see how we crash the system.
It's going to be, it's going to be fun. As we continue on, there's going to be some things that are not going to be ready. And one of the things that's not going to be ready is the voice chat. So if you have a person on PC, which I don't know, and this might include PlayStation, right? Snail, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, because there's no way of talking to platforms at the moment.
So there's going to be no way
of Discord.
Yeah, there's going to be no way for us to communicate with them because for some reason Bungie can't figure that out. I don't know if it's some sort of coding or anything going on.
That's going to be.
Have they checked notes from other companies? I mean, I know on Call of Duty you can. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can. I mean, other. What is the other one that you can do that? Fortnite. I believe you can do that. So I'm kind of curious why you can't do that with Bungie. They don't give you specific time when they're going to be able to do that. And we're going to be talking about the timetable later on the episode. But as soon as Crossplay drops, season 15, you won't be able to have that voice and able to communicate with your team, which will make it really hard to do raids or trials or anything like that.
Do you think they've done that on purpose and it's not actually something they can't do with what they've been announcing this week about people auto joining people's Fireteam chat and being abusive?
Well,
is it because they can't control that at the moment because they can't fix that?
Yeah, and they have.
So that's the actual issue.
That could be it. I think so. I think they've had a chance to. I think they banned a few people for doing something like that, right? I mean, I know Ness and I were talking about it last episode. It was almost like a running joke. They ban people like that, but they can't ban cheaters, which is kind of hilarious. I mean, whenever somebody invades your party, Bungie's like, "No, we don't want that." Hey, Bungie, this guy has like a full auto sidearm that shoots like rocket launcher bullets. No, it's good. It's good.
Thanks for letting us know.
They're fine. They're fine. But the only thing you would be able to say, like Snail was talking about, is the communication tool where you can do the text chat. that's still going to be available. So for people who have PC, they're kind of used to that already, having that feature. But people on console are going to have to kind of get used to it. I believe Jay every once in a while kind of messes with us and sends little messages while we're in party, things like that. So I mean, it's one of the things of a product not being completely done and being shipped out a little bit early, or maybe the other way you can describe it is they wrote a check that their body can't cash. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that they have to gotta get into order, and so I mean, according to them, this is just the beginning. So the launch of this is just the beginning. So Snail, let's talk about what's going to happen.
Yeah, so early season 15, we've got the Bungie name, Bungie Friends. We've got cross-platform invites, multiplayer matchmaking, and you've got player search and social privacy. And soon after launch, I love this, soon after launch, who knows when, we've got cross-platform voice chat. So we want to speak to somebody at some point. And then in the winter, we've got Bungie name changes. So it comes back to my point before. If you're stuck with generic Guardian 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll be stuck with that till winter. And then in winter, you've got the text chat displayed to consoles. In winter again, you've got the text input via USB keyboards for consoles. Noted point, you can't play the game on the keyboard. You can only play the game on the controller. And then that's it. So what they look forward to seeing is use crossplay. You'll be able to catch up with some old friends that we haven't seen for a long time, do some GMs together. It's interesting meeting up with old friends and stuff. So there's a group of friends I used to play with on Xbox, but they've all gone to PC. I met with one of them this week who needed some help, so met with Sweet Frank and had some fun with him for a bit, just chatting away about old times and stuff. But be able to play with him, be on PC, and I'll be on my Xbox, and we have to play again. Excellent news. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I know Ness says she has a few friends from PlayStation that she's going to get a chance to play. I have some friends from PlayStation as well. There's other friends of ours in the clan that actually play multiple consoles that do PC, and then they also do Xbox. Talk about Rodney. He's one of them. He has that feature, and now he doesn't have to switch. When someone says, "Hey, let's play," now he'll be able to just stick on his PC, the system that he prefers, which is kind of nice. Yeah. Any other questions or concerns about crossplay, Ness, you have or no?
No, I mean, Rod can jump on, but we just can't talk to him.
Yes.
It's all right. He can turn his Xbox on, join the party, and play on the PC.
How inconvenient is that? God, I mean, I still kind of understand why it is that other games have been doing this as long as they have, but they're going as fast as they can, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's something that I thought whenever season 15 was gonna launch, August 24th, boom, crossplay, we're here. But no, there's a timetable of everything that's gonna take place, like Snail brought up, and it's like it could be by, I mean, winter, you said, Snail, so it could be even spew into Witch Queen, quite possibly.
Who knows?
You never know. Oh, and I have to do speaking about Witch Queen, I have to do a little shout out to a next level noob. He's the one that brought this to my attention, which was pretty interesting. He thinks that the next DLC, which I'm pretty sure you heard it from somewhere. I don't know if he had that information right. I don't want to give him too much credit. Anyway, he thinks that Witch Queen is going to be released on 2/22/22. We checked. They do the numbers. We checked to the 22nd of February is, I believe, is a Tuesday. So Bungie historically ships things out Tuesday. So that's pretty neat. So I want to give him props because I was surprised. I was like, I don't know if Bungie would do something crazy like that, but maybe you never know.
He might be right.
I'll look really neat on the poster 2/22/22. That look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I gotta give him props for that. But season 15, which as far as I know, we're not gonna get a season 16 because it's gonna be a pretty long season. Crossplay. There's gonna be plenty of time for us to kind of go through and iron out the kinks. There's gonna be a lot of questions that we're gonna have. And once again, guys, when you have those questions, we're gonna have to go to bungie.net/friends. There's a lot of things we discussed in this little segment. We discussed about the Guardian's identity, which Snail brought up. Make sure you get the name, changes out, the naming changes, Bungie Friends, how to add your Fireteam invites and your friends in that. The privacy aspect of it is you can only invite people that you want to invite because they're going to be part of your Bungie friends. You know, they're going to be like that secluded friends, close circle. You know, crossplay matchmaking, talked about that as well, which we were saying that you're not going to be playing all the PC guys if you're on console, only if a PC player is in your fire team. And those who are in Stadia, all three of you guys, once again, welcome to the console family. We love you guys. Crossplay communication, it's going to be a little bit choppy at first, but looks like they might get a chance of fixing that out later on, little patches here and there. Other than that, I think can't really think about anything else. Snail kind of broke down the roadmap for us of what to expect. There is something that's going to happen next week because this is the last week, I believe. I think I skipped that. This is the last week for you guys to get your armor build up because Solstice of Heroes is over. And I mean, good riddance, because this is probably one of the not fun events that I do not like. I do not like the Solstice of Heroes, and I do not like the Guardian games as well. So Snail was bringing out a event that maybe Ness might know something about. You had what do you call it? A helmet you had to level up or something like that. Ness?
Me and Titan were talking about it the other day, and we had stag glowy helmets. And flowers you could have in your head that glue as well. And I'm sure it was like the Verdant Forest, or can't remember what the event was, but we've only done it once. I enjoyed the glows. So
it had to do with the Infinite Forest, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It was an Infinite Forest, similar to what they did with the Halloween event, but it's a different setup.
Yeah, I can't think of it. There was a good little chunk that I stopped.
It was all
playing,
like flowery armor and stuff.
Do you want to know what that is, Ness? Could it be like a Valentine's Day event, maybe? Quite possibly.
No, I can't remember what it was. It only happened once anyway. It was just after I joined.
Yeah. So you joined on
in
Beyond, no, not Beyond Light, Forsaken.
No, Forsaken. It was just it must have been before the Drifter campaign.
Flowery.
Something with all
flowery. I'm sure it's called the Verdant Forest, or I can't remember. Someone will remind us.
I'm sure somebody.
We did talk about it the other night.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
I can't remember now for the life of me.
But I'll do some research and find that out, stuff like that. But like I said, one more week for you guys to finish up your armor pieces, get all your stuff done for Solstice of Heroes. And next week, we're going to be getting something that Ness and I like. Ness, what's going to happen next week?
I don't even know what page we're on anymore. Gosh darn it. We just like went through all of this stuff. I had something. There's also blocking. We can block now, people.
Yeah, can. I know. Vega did miss your section out, which is why you got lost.
Like all the time.
I did, didn't I? Oh, I did. My pages are all over the place.
We're on page 5. I was still on page 3. Well, it's like, okay, any minute now.
I kind of went through your part. You know what? It's your birthday. You should rest. You should not be able to force yourself.
I should be reading.
You should be reading.
Okay, so banner, guys, the last banner of the season. So it's going to be, it's going to start 10 a.m. August 3rd, and it's going to end August 10th. So this is your time to go ahead and, get that wrist walker, my bad, wrist walker,
shotgun,
and the Archon's Thunder, which can be earned from the quest. So as well as the post-game drops and the bounty completions. So this is your moment. So all those weapons, complete all those bounties you've been storing, kind of like Vega does. And last banner of the season, guys.
I love it. I always like the last banner of the season because you don't care about doing bounties and doing all this stuff. It's like, it doesn't really matter. So you have more fun. You start using weird weapons. You're already at level typically. Yeah. So you just go in there having fun. And then some people enjoy it because you don't even have to do it because there's no point to it, right, Snail?
There is, yeah. I do like the end bit here where it says you have to capture some points. Considering I was watching Jesse as Vega streaming earlier in a match, which they won. Very good, well done.
Thank you.
Although they didn't capture any points on his team, apart from him, who captured 3. No one else in the entire lobby captured a point.
Yeah, they were just killing each other.
There's something
That's what
wrong with that.
happened in the end.
They need to fix that, man, because I mean, if a team does not capture a single point, and the point of the game is, I believe the game type is called control, to have control of points, right? The other team had, I believe they had 9 captures total, and I had 3. Okay, and how did we win the game? There's something seriously wrong with that. If the point of the game is not to go out there and kill people, this ain't no team deathmatch or whatever. It's just to capture points. I think that there should be some sort of penalty or something. If you don't capture points, I mean, you should be able to lose points. That would be kind of fun. Do less. How about like lose points? Say the capture. I mean, a revolving clock that kind of takes points away from you. Ooh, that sounds cool. And then you have to capture points to keep going forward. That'll stop some people from just going shotgun ape left and right, Sligon. Which one other topic Snail and I were talking about is, see, we don't believe shotguns were nerfed.
No.
I don't think so. No, but you know, if they did that with Iron Man and Control, they would have to do that with Gambit. So anybody who doesn't freaking put in the goddamn motes to get the prime control gets like 15 points taken away, or they have the ability to kick them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, like Ness says, next week Iron Banner. So make sure this is the last chance to get those pinnacles for some of the harder content like the raid. Speaking of the raid, this is not in your notes, Snail, but there was a patch that dropped on Thursday. And this patch is very important. If you guys don't know what it is, just to kind of sum it all up, now you can do both raids if you want to. You can do the regular raid for a glass vault, and you'll be able to get all your rewards. And then now you can do the harder raid, and you'll be able to get rewards as well. So you're not gonna penalize you. Before, you had to stick to one. Now you can do both if you want. What's interesting about this new patch note is that the only weapon you can get by doing the raid is the one that's time lost, right? And I believe you don't get weapons at all from doing the master raid. You only get armor pieces, which is very interesting because there's going to be certain weeks, like it's going to be Intellect week. It's going to be Resilience week. And all the armor is going to have high stat, according to Bungie, once again, high stat armor per that week. So a good example, Ness, for example, you wanted to do the master raid, but you're afraid that you won't be able to, do the regular raid and get any loot. Now you can just do the regular raid. You'll be able to get weapons. And if you're looking for armor, strictly armor, high level armor, you will have to do the master version of the vaulted glass. But if that week has a challenge, whatever challenge it is, if it's Atheon, if it's Templar, things like that, you will get the time lost weapon that's featured for that week. So I think
nice.
So they changed it up, which is pretty interesting, really neat, kind of cool. Somebody had to explain it to me on that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Makes sense. So yeah, that's also what happened on Thursday. But now let's talk about the update of Bungie's Foundation. I know Snail was pretty happy. He just got his code for a lot of stuff. He was showing off his emblem. He was showing off his little ghost. The emote, I didn't get a chance to see it. I saw you use it when we were playing trials. But I was already dead, and I was like, oh, I couldn't see him. I saw him use it when we were playing trials, which is hilarious.
Yeah, they jumped off the map. So on the 4th go of them jumping off the map, I put the little tank out, and it shoots the little heart into their faces. It's quite funny.
Pretty neat, man. It's pretty neat.
Love. Okay.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, Bungie will like to thank all of the people who donated. Obviously, the community stepped up once again. Their goal was $777,000 and $7,777, whatever it was, all sevens. Well, they raised $822,000.
Oh man.
So that's amazing. So they were able to reach their goal, and then all those people that got their rewards, all the people that donated, once again, just to recap, $10, you got the Bungie Foundation emblem. Snail has it. $25, you got the Circadian Guard emblem. You have that one as well.
Yep.
$50, you got the new exotic, the Bouillon shell. And then also for $75 donation, you got the little tiny tank emote. So if you just did the max $75, you got all those rewards, and those things were sent to you on a email as well. And I believe you also were into the drawing to get the Erismorn statue as well.
That's right.
Nice.
So yeah. So just a real quick reminder, guys, make sure you guys, those donations were made between July 7th and July 20th. So check your emails. You guys should have gotten those rewards as well. And once again, thank you guys for your donation. And also thank you for stepping up and helping out the Bungie Foundation one more time. That's pretty good. All right, guys. So preparing for crossplay. Whenever we have to prepare for crossplay, guys, you know that season 15 is coming. There's going to be some sort of patch notes. It's going to be a bunch of stuff you have to worry about. But the name or whatever platform you're going to be logging on, that's going to be the name for the crossplay to go to work with. I know we talked about that as well, that if you're going to be that hashtag, whatever, my name is going to be Vega, hashtag 6417. If you're whatever system you're on, stay on that system. It's going to be going towards that. Also, there's some Bungie Store information that we need to talk about too as well. Snail?
The mess that is the Bungie Store
The Bungie
setup.
I know.
Yes. So if you were in my position as a member of the EU, although we're no longer a member of the EU because we live in the UK, then you weren't allowed to do a reset of a password to join the nice Bungie Store and get a nice emblem because your account didn't exist, apparently, because we had accounts with the American site, not the EU site, which I now can't access. So I wasn't allowed to reset my password. So I made a new account, and I can even link my account to the new account because it was linked to an account already active, annoyingly. But this week they've fixed that issue, and they've all those missing accounts are now live. So I've been able to reset my password on the account I already set up, which I then set up again, and then I was able to link my account finally, and then got an email saying you can reset your password to get the emblem again. I was like, okay,
Nice.
That's good. So I've now reset it 3 times, and I'm still getting the same email. So we'll ignore that for now and just hope the emblem arrives. But apparently it's fixed. So well done, Bungie. All those beagles, excellent.
Oh, those beagles and what called the monkey ones?
Baboons.
Baboons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've extended the emblem thing. So if you haven't done it yet, you've got to the 13th of August. It was the 31st of July, wasn't it? But they've extended it. So
I haven't done it.
Go and reset your password a million times.
Yeah, I haven't done it. So I mean, an emblem's gonna make me do it. I don't know.
It's a nice emblem.
It looks sharp. I mean, it looks kind of cool, but it's not the greatest one out there. You know, it's not the one you have. That's pretty good. It's no tank emote. It's no tank emote.
It's not a tank. No, you're right. Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's no birthday background.
There's no birthday, no $1 million smile. Yeah, boom. Awesome. Well, there's some hot
there's someone breathing on the back of my neck.
Do you?
It actually looks
very
like
disconcerting.
Yours looks nice. Your picture looks nice. If those who are watching us on YouTube, if you guys get a chance, check out the episode. Yeah, your picture looks nice. Mine says like overblown. All I see is like Ness's nose and mouth. Can I?
Yeah. Get all up in there. Oh my Lord.
Oh,
my God, we're having too much fun, guys. This is an awesome episode. I love it. Let's talk about some hotfix 3.2.1.3 was released. Go ahead, Ness.
All right. So earlier yesterday, update 3.2.1.3 came out. So the Vault of Glass, Vega has already discussed. So now there's independently, both of them are available. Also, there was a problem where people were circumventing the Fireteam privacy settings on Steam, which now has been resolved. And this is some ridiculous ghost shell that's now available throughout all the platforms. So the Goister? The little oyster one? Okay.
It's the oyster one I've got.
I wanted to say
it's
that.
amazing.
Yeah. So apparently now you can see it. Yay. So
you could see it before.
Yeah, well, apparently people were saying it wasn't visible on all the platforms. So now it's
because
visible.
we're colorblind on.
Oh, good Lord, the colorblind society. Anyway, moving on down to the known issues. So my birthday, August 1st, coming up. Thank you, Snail, for putting that in there. Visual issues with helmets have been rectified with the Perfective's cloak ornament. The bombardier bomb detonations deal no damage to active supers. That's not good. The Metro Shift shader will not unlock when purchasing the year 1 bundle, which I'm kind of glad because that's my favorite. I don't want anybody wearing it. The video settings have been turned over when restarting Destiny 2. Okay, so that doesn't seem like a really big issue, but there are more issues, which you can actually look at the known issues article if you're curious to see what people have been complaining about.
Did you see that one, Ness? The one about random voices lines can be heard singing in various environments, conflict issues on
that's just me though. That's not an issue. That's just me.
No, it's actually very common. Do you know which one it is now? I think it's common.
Yeah, I think it's like happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, but
happy birthday, Ness. Happy birthday to you. Look at that.
This is a very bad thing on
Snail gets to eat it, by the way. Snail gets to eat that.
I know. Tell me what it tastes like.
It's amazing. It's little chocolate little things.
Yeah, let's. Oh, yum.
This was an awesome show, man. I love it. Thank you. Happy birthday, Ness, again. You gotta get every day in August is your day. Jesus. Yes. But yeah, like Ness says, make sure you check out those issues on the help forums. If you have any concerns, check them out there. There's plenty of other stuff. Nothing on the colorblind community yet, right? Everything's been taken care of. They've been busy trying to do this whole crossplay thing, you know?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see after.
Well, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, is this is the 4th TWAB of the season. There's 3 more after this, so there's gonna be a couple more things I'm gonna be talking about. Nothing crazy to get excited about. I think the only thing we're waiting for is an actual release or some sort of preview on what the next season is going to be called. Is there any? I'm sure you guys have any rumors of what the next season is going to be called. Do you know that, Snail? I heard something here and there. I heard the season of the Wish, because people assume that this is the 15th season, quite possibly that the release of the 15th Wish, because technically Curia is dead. Technically,
that's right.
Once again, technically, and that should have lifted the curse on the Dream City as well.
Dream City.
Yeah. Not to mention, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have continuation to the story that we've been kind of talking about.
We've always spoiled. Yeah.
It's already spoiled, yes. But we get to see it with our own eyes. We get to see it, how things happen. So nothing crazy, but that's pretty much the TWAB for you guys. Well, we're going to be kind of holding our breath of what the next season is going to be like, and Bungie's going to be dropping up some sandbox changes, some new sandbox changes that's going to be taking place in season 15. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully they'll be finished and not get a little bit of changes here, a little bit of changes on the fall, a little bit of changes in the winter, a little bit of changes, so hopefully they'll get everything complete. But Snail is here again. Snail, we missed you last week. Did you get a chance to see hear Ness's takeover of the lore corner? She did a good job.
I tried.
It's very good.
She did a good job. I was a little bit concerned when you sent us the notes for the lore corner this week. I believe it's a book.
Is it like 7 pages long?
It's
it is a book. I promised this story before.
Longer than the TWAB?
I'm not covering every single bit. I'm giving you the synopsis. So those people who don't read what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, this is the one you teased us about a guy who burned London, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Snail, take it away. Welcome to the lower corner with Snail.
Yeah, Law Snooze with Snail. Yeah. We're going to be discussing or talking about the book, which is Achilles Weaves, a Cocoon, which is a really interesting background story that's, excuse the pun, weaved throughout this season behind the scenes. So we've been picking it up on a weekly basis, but no doubt we've all been focused on the Courier bit of story and what's been happening with Lakshmi and all that piece, rather than this other bit of story that's been coming down each week. So we get 2 bits of lore each week, and this is the one that we've kind of not really talked about, and I've promised it a couple of times, so we're going to talk about it. And it's all from the perspective of one Elixni, whose name has been hidden for the majority of the story, But we kind of find out what he's called towards the end with an interesting discussion with a character we all know and not love, unfortunately. But mockingly, he's been named Namrask, which means empty weaver. Like human names, it's kind of like being called Norman, apparently.
Norman.
Poor guy called Norman.
Norman.
And in his arms, he's clutching a 1,000-year-old loom and some armor. And we kind of, as we go through the story, find out that he used to be a warrior, and he's currently hiding with some Elixir on Europa. And he's all about the fact that he wants to forget his past and just be a weaver. And he realizes quite quickly that he has to fight for any food and show his skills in weaving rather than be pulled into what's happening in Beyond Light with Aramis and all that business in Beyond Light, and get the darkness and fight the Guardians. He's trying to avoid all that. So as you sort of listen to him talk, and he's quite downbeat about what's happened in the past, and he remembers a number of stories and things he's been involved with, like with Siva, Twilight Gap, the Fall of London, loads of different bits and bobs that he's been involved in. But this whole piece with Aramis keeps trying to pull him back, so they keep trying to get him back as a warrior and join them to fight on Europa, and get that lovely darkness and destroy the Traveller and destroy the Guardians. And he doesn't believe that's something we should be trying to do. And he just wants to keep his now little group of Elixir together. They've got a number of hatchlings that he's looking after, and they're kind of hiding away. But he realizes quite quickly that he needs to do something to escape, because it looks like the Elixir, as we know, Aramis fails, and then we have her lieutenants taking over. So he goes to look for somebody that could help him. And that's when he bumps into our favourite Clickety Click friend, who can help him escape. And remember, we did the whole mission where we had to free the nice ship to get the Fallen to fly away. I don't know if you remember. So that's all part of that whole story. And all this is woven through these weeks and months to the end point of that, where he has to go and see Varix and say, look, we need help to get away. And he refers to him by a name, which a name escapes me at the moment, but it's something like Fallen Sword. But he's obviously recognized as a great warrior, and kind of half refused to help, but then agrees to give him a name, and writes down on a bit of paper Mithrax, to which he now has a contact. So they do get hold of Old Smoke Sword. That's what he was called.
Old Smoke Sword.
And there's a whole conversation about
Norman and Old Smoke Sword. Those are the names we have to take on this.
That's where we're at the moment. There's a whole conversation about what he's done in the past, and various atrocities that he's caused in the fall of London as one of the examples. But yeah, so they do contact our lovely Mithrax, who does come to help them, and in helping them is the same time as the Vex are attacking, and some of his nice group get killed by the Vex, and then they get saved by Mithrax and a Guardian. So literally those fallen Elixir, whatever you want to call them, in the cave as we entered the first part of that mission, is this little group that we're now talking about in this story. So that character was there. Anyway, they end up going to the tower, and he's kind of in a world of we can never have the light again. The light's gone from us. But but half thinking, well, obviously Mithrax has got this whole piece that he thinks he can get the light back, and so he's fighting his own bits, just wants to be a weaver and forget the past. So at the end up in the tower, he learns his nice skills. He starts weaving silk and various other things. And then he finds as he's in the tower that there are other Vex type creatures that are in the tower. They're not Vex type creatures, obviously, because they're exos. And there is one particular exo that approaches him. And it should be no surprise to find which exo is the one that approaches him and tries to find out his name, at which he does tell her that he's a weaver, and he has no name. He's Namras, to which she already knows he's not, and suggests that she was in London and knows exactly who he is. To which he doesn't sway from his stance of "I'm just a weaver," and continues that stance. And throughout that little bit in the tower, they are persecuted for being who they are. But it's a really interesting piece of lore from the perspective of them arriving and him trying to escape a past that's gone, but people never letting him forget his past. And at the end, we find out that his name is Achilles, although the Elixir version of that is pronounced slightly differently. But interesting that his name is Achilles, after a great hero, and the person that is talking to him is also named after another mythical person, being Lakshmi. So interesting, the two are talking in the tower, and she has a direct issue with this group of Elixir because of that one individual. They didn't really want to go to the tower, has ended up trying to take the people he was looking after to the tower. And he was always worried about the fact that if he goes to the tower and he's recognized, that could cause problems. And this could be why we've had this whole issue with her vengeance against the Elixir, because one in particular individual that's in that tower, who is Achilles, is the person that has wrought loads of violence over the years, and he's been named the Baby Eater by one of the people. So interesting background story of somebody that's trying to forget who they are, but no one will let them forget, and why we've got Lakshmi acting like she is probably currently. But yeah, really interesting story.
Thank you, man. That was really good. I was trying to think about that whole scenario in my head whenever you're mentioning that. Now that we have the Elixir in the tower, I'm trying to imagine it. They're not really up there. They're mostly underground, like where Ada and the Drift are at, right? So they're still like we were talking about the persecution that they're suffering. They're kind of keeping them at bay down there. They're not out there mingling with the other humans walking around and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which is I mean, kind of sad, but at the same time, they don't know much about him. They don't know if Achilles is there with them, and I'm pretty sure they know all the horrible things that they've done. But that's a pretty cool story, man, especially taking place behind the scenes of everything that's been going on.
There were some other little bits that come out this season, which too short to really mention, but I'll mention a couple of them now. Firstly, Achilles' meaning is woe of the enemy, or woe of my enemy. So it's interesting. But the couple of bits about, because you mentioned the Elixir there, on the ghost for the event we've currently done with the European Eurozone, which we don't rate, the ghost on that, the lore piece, is from Crow's perspective, with Glint, and they're spying on the Elixir and trying to make sure everything's going well. And Glint's having more fun playing with the children than he is actually being a spy. Which I thought was quite interesting. So I think kind of breaking some barriers and having some fun. The children love chasing little ghosts around and having fun, which comes back to this sexually charged ghost production that is going on. These ghosts got a mind of their own, man. Jeez.
I think that's actually kind of pretty like hypocritical, because I feel like the Crow has gotten quite a bit of forgiveness. I guess you just have to have amnesia, and then people will forget what you've done in the past.
Yeah. But I guess if you've burnt down a whole city, that's a bit of an issue.
I mean, actually, unless it's done up by the Ghost Theater production, then you right? They
We should make-
actually charge everyone
we
for
sh-
about it.
We should make a shirt that says Ghost Theater Production and send it to Rob. I'm sure he'll love that.
I bet he
Pretty
will.
good. Well, thank you so much, Snail. That was an awesome
was
story. Like I said, it takes place kind of within the background of the story that's been taking place all this season, and I'm actually pretty excited about next season, man. Next season. Also, pretty excited about the next couple weeks. We get to see the rest of the story that Bungie kind of spilled on us, but we ever get to see the rest of the story that's happening with Lashmi, the story was happening with Osiris, everybody else, Savathun. So we're kind of getting little bits and pieces of what's going to happen. Like I said, pretty exciting things happening in Destiny, guys, and we're glad we're a part of it, and we get to see him. Well, with that, guys, that's pretty much the episode. Any final thoughts? Anything you wanted to say before we leave? There is one thing I want to share with you guys here. It's a picture. If you guys don't get to see it, so right there, boom. Happy birthday,
Boom.
Ness, again.
Yeah.
Enjoy your month. All right.
Yeah. Enjoy your cake.
Enjoy your cake that Snail's gonna eat. They already ate already.
No.
Awesome.
I do have one thing. We're going to be playing against TLC tomorrow. I wish that you could join us, Vega, but I understand the family stuff.
Yeah, I got
So,
a financial.
maybe we'll teach Sean a lesson, Darth Jig. Maybe, probably not. Probably not. He's probably going to demolish us. But still, we're going to have fun doing it. So yeah,
know.
that's tomorrow after Leonard. Whenever
Perfect.
that.
I know Rob and I were talking about that. He always has a fun. He says having little scrimmages with them and just having a chance to even play together with that clan. They're always super nice, super welcoming, and they love just to play Destiny together, which is awesome. Even when we're playing PvP competitively, it's always fun. It's never stressful. It's never angry. It's just an amazing time. I know Snail's going to be gunning for Green Titan nonstop.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be trying to take him out.
No.
Should be a Titan. Be a Titan, bro.
Come
It's gonna be awesome. Well, yep. Hey guys, that was episode 41 in the books. Next week we'll be back with episode 42. A couple of things will be changing in the next couple of weeks. I believe Snail has been in contact with a special guest we're gonna have here pretty soon. We just gotta tweak out the schedule, and then we'll bring it up to you guys. Next week we will have the date where this guest is going to join us. Really interesting surprise, a little hint, a little caveat of what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, Snail's going to get that information for us next week. And with that, thank you so much for joining us, guys. My name is Vega6417, my gamer tag on Xbox Live. Also, you can find me on Twitter under Jasubius or also Vega6417. Snail brought it up too. I stream every once in a while. I try to stream on Thursdays, but life's been getting to me. But check it out on Twitch /Triple Vega. That's where you can see my streams. Ness, birthday girl, go ahead.
My name is Ness1. You can find me on Twitch and on Xbox. I stream Wednesdays every 3 weeks. And I also Instagram for genuine_empathy, and I have my own personal one, Alexis B1. So please follow and send me any messages.
Send her birthday messages.
Snaily Snail.
Birthday messages. Snaily Snail. Yeah, I'm winning the Snail. Hashtag 2268.
Ooh, that's a new one. I love it.
Hashtag. Yeah, so you can find me on Xbox. Just hook me up and have a chat.
Awesome, man.
It's easy as that.
It's easy as that. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Happy birthday once again, Ness. And eyes up, Guardians. And always remember, when in Rome.
And the cats and the cradle. Silver spoon.